running
Oh
for
my
a
god.
sec.
Yeah.
Running.
It looks like July 4th. It's crazy.
חנה, ראית סרטון?
Originally, in the first script, we didn't have any dialogue because he was an animated character throughout the picture. But then we rewrote the script and really had quite a bit of dialogue for explanatory reasons. And so we used a real actor, Neil McCarthy, who had a very strong face as a basis,
Wow.
and Colin Arthur put marvelous makeup on him to make him look like the small character that was animated. It was very important that there was an alteration
Dan?
between the animated character and the
What
live
he's saying
action.
is that,
I
like, if you're
matched
coming
his action with the animated character so that you actually saw this animated character with a tail and a cloven hoof.
I asked you, are you still seeing the,
And that was quite a difficult
are you
scene
still seeing things flying
to
over
match
where you
every
are?
frame so that it looked like they were struggling in the swamp. Originally,
I did not see anything.
Yeah, I have both Iran and Israel feed up at the same time. I'm trying to watch both countries. I'm expecting that Israel probably will retaliate. I don't see why they.
Oh, yeah.
Well, don't worry.
We didn't even start this. Let me tell you that.
Oh no, it's just the beginning of the operation. They're about to find. They're about to find out. It's FAFO.
Oh, yeah.
Iran today in the morning they said that they're going to announce that this is a war. They didn't do it yet.
Like World War III or war Iran on Israel like it hasn't been?
Israel, Iran, I don't know, just a war,
And then
not a,
I was wondering if this war starts, does this count as World War III, or do we need one more participant country? Is it like it, or is it it?
No, it's not gonna be
it's, if it's only Israel and Iran, no, but I'm sure that there's going to be a bigger mess.
Like what?
So
Who do you think is going to get involved?
More countries, Arab countries, then they will go against each other and then against us, and it's going to be a mess. This is going to be a third world.
שני המדחים שיגרו מאיראן פחות מ100 טילים ורובם יורטו.
I mean, it's Pakistan, India, Iran, Israel, Ukraine, Russia. I'm not sure. I mean, that's a large war front line that goes from north to south.
A lot more
Wait, come, say it again?
India, Pakistan, Israel, Iran, Russia, Ukraine. So that's a line that goes 1,000 miles south, just a war front.
There's much more than
Keeps
that.
people busy, just a lot of nuclear weapons involved in this thing, so, or nuclear warheads at least.
If it's not World War III, then if World War III does happen, this will be the beginning of World War III. So it determines if we have it or not.
Australia, New Zealand.
There is much more wars in the world going on right now that you're not aware of. In Africa, there's so many, and
You're right. Those are just conflict. I mean, between like the main Axis powers and NATO allies.
well, Israel and Palestine is also in conflict, but became a war. So, I'm leaving it that. But I believe that this is the beginning of the third world. Definitely. Mark my word.
Yeah, I think once China and the U.S. get involved, that's it. That's determination at that
It's a
point.
good thing I live on an island, bad thing I live on an island. At this point,
שמתי במקרה את שתי האוזניות באוזניים, ופתאום נהיה לי כזה, לא שמעתי את הסביבה שלי, אז חשבתי שהלך לי החשמל.
זה מבלבל אותך.
למה אני יודעת? אני אעשה.
לא שתית, אורליה.
מים.
שאתה
סתם.
יותר מדי.
לא שתיתי כלום היום. נה 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 נה. איפה מאור? איפה אמנון?
איך זה לראות את זה מרחוק?
מה, ראיתי את זה בשמיים, אתה יודע. רואים אני כאן.
ממש, באמת ראיתי את זה.
כן, אחי, ראיתי גם את הליהוק חיצים בשמיים. תראה, בוא, אני אתן לך את זה מאוד קל, כן? בפעם הקודמת שהם ירו, גם באפריל, מתי זה היה, הייתי באיזה מקום על החוף עם חברים, וראינו את הטילים האלה יורדים לכיוון ישראל.
What up, James?
אז אחרי כמה דקות, פתאום אני רואה...
And they're the ones that are funding. And they're the ones that are telling Qatar to go fund the Hamas.
I'm talking about Hezbollah.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't think they want a regime change in Iran because so long as that regime is there, they use it to convince the Saudis to like team up together or whatever the fuck. They use it as like the boogeyman in the area.
Yes.
It's a good argument, but I think they would be pushing for like a sort of collapse of that regime at least. Yeah, in the same sense they did it to Saddam.
Saddam was a genuine threat.
Saddam was no genuine threat.
Yes, he was.
I don't think Iran is a genuine threat to the Arabs in general, but no, I do generally believe.
No, to Israel, not to the Arabs.
No, yeah, to the Israelis, they are also a threat to some extent, not as much as Saddam. But nevertheless, they want to see a collapse of that state, which they see is actually highly, in some sense, in contrast to many of the Arab countries, actually doing something, like in terms of nuclear energy, in terms of science, in terms of weapon, making weapons and whatnot.
Yeah, but they don't want an actual regime change. They just want the regime to be powerful.
Want a regime, then they made it very clear to America multiple times that yes, we want regime change in Iran. They want...
I don't believe it.
And they wanted, but Adam, they also wanted to happen through like in a certain destructive way. They basically they would appreciate a civil war happening in Iran, or essentially appreciate the minorities seeking independence from Iran, especially the ones in Ahwaz, for example, the Arabs and whatnot, or the Azeris, because those areas are very, very rich in resources and contain some of the important nuclear sites for Iran. So these are things that Israel would kind of dream about, because that would mean weakening Iran to a great extent that they would just forget about trying to rival Israel or trying to develop weapons and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then you lose your bookie, man. How do you keep the Khadijis on your side?
Because the US keeps them in line to... The Khadijis need America far more than America needs them.
Yeah, that's true, but the Khadijis won't need America as much without Iraq there.
Yes, but regardless, the fact is, if you get rid of Iran, Saudi Arabia says, oh, we want to make war with jihad, or make a jihad against Israel.
Well, no, I'm not saying that they're going to go to that extent, but they're going to be more independent. They're not going to need to spend as much on the military. They can spend more on developing their own infrastructure. This is all bad for Israel.
Yeah, but as long as they just develop infrastructure, right?
I'm talking about nuclear infrastructure as well.
Okay, I mean, yes, but if that were the case, there would probably be this is really Israel's end goal. This is the only way it can survive. Regime change after regime change after regime change. So, the real question with Israel, how long is the American public willing to fund regime change after regime change after regime change? Are they willing to do it forever? I say probably not.
I think they have 2 more generations at the most.
If even this whole extreme reaction, it's not really anything on the Iranian side is extreme. They're not really going to do much more than they've always done. It's the Israeli action that's extreme, because they feel that their time is ticking. That the days of America supporting regime change after regime change might soon be numbered, if even they already.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I still think that they want to keep the Iranian regime in charge. They just want them severely beaten. So not be able to do certain things, but still be around to at least pretend to be a threat to the Gulf
They'll just create another.
They'll create
The
another.
thing is too.
What's the other show? Ahmed al-Shari'ani?
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, maybe Turkey, but Turkey is harder to create a threat out of because they're a NATO country.
They're in NATO,
Yeah.
The thing is too. The reason why Israel's not going full out war and destroying the.
E a velha é a fórmula para fazer o relacionamento, tá certo? Eu acho que tem.
As black people,
Oh, go away, all your.
You know, what, I'm gonna take another flight. You know, created a situation of warfare where you are literally violating these people's civil rights.
Too many skunks on the app.
Sure.
Да, надо не даже as soon as you
היא
start.
אמרה את זה עם המיקרופון פתוח כפרה.
Oh shit, I know. Don't tell me out here.
סבבה.
As when you started talking, we were like, oh my god, turn your music, Michael.
Thank you.
She actually started
I can't
shouting to you.
turn it off. I'm such an idiot.
זה סטייה לפעילות של דני ככה.
מקצועית.
סטייה. אותי? אני אפילו לא יודעת מה זה סטייה, סבלנות. כי אתה דיברת עליי, לא?
לא, דיבר על ג'יילו.
על ג'יילו?
למה אתה עובד עם שוק אמריקאי?
למה?
יש לך אומץ, יש לנו חולות על אמריקה. רוס, מה קרה?
שזה משחק ברגע שאתה
כל זה שאתה רוצה לשחק? 10:52 בלילה כפרה? מה השיגעון? I have a friendship that woke up and wants to play, he doesn't care about anything. Up until not too long ago, we had 2 dogs. The other dog is already dead. We're moving back. And he's old as fuck on his own. יש 2 כלבים. אחד מהם כבר המשיך חזרה בארץ.
מזהוס או זהוס, איך קראו לו?
יש לי אמוס ויש לי צ'ופי.
אמוס.
זוס אצל יניב, שותף שלי שעבר בעסקים, יחד עם אטלה של אפילפסיה, אי אפשר להחליט ביניהם, קשה מאוד. ויניב ואני לא מדברים יותר.
די.
כן.
אלם.
היינו צרות את הזאת, לא ראית שאנחנו קיימים מקודם תל אביב?
לא, פספסתי.
רגע.
Dan, I sent you a message.
Yeah, I'm just very weird, I don't see the message though. Wait, let me click on it.
That's happening all day to me.
I saw it coming and disappeared, but I went on your profile and I just clicked, I hit message, so it opened it. Oh, for sure.
So, Jayla, just so you know, you sound very professional.
You'd be shocked to hear me at my job.
What do you do, bro?
Give us an
Show us your voice. Give us the example.
I can't give myself away.
No,
What do you
I'm
do,
not
bro?
saying what you do. I'm just saying, you know how we have to put on that other voice?
I said, hey, how are you doing today? Thanks for giving me a call. I was looking over your profile and I thought, you look like a really professional person. I'm just paraphrasing here, so I don't give away.
No, don't talk to me.
So yeah, do you have a little bit of time today to get on a phone call? We can, talk a little bit more and, yeah, not a problem. How's it going?
one of the shows, you know.
Oh yeah.
You selling in short?
I do that when I go to conferences, I wear a different personality.
You have to.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, the conference says that just as soon as I'm about to walk in, I just like in my profile photo, I put the hat back and I high five my business partner. I'm like, okay, let's get it on. You know, that's it.
I was saying the mayor of my town. I know him personally. Like we were playing, we had a poker game at the shul, and I sat next to him.
Poker game at the shul.
Yeah, well, for charity. So this guy comes over. and says, "Excuse me, are you the mayor?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I have a complaint." I go, "Oh shit, the guy's trying to play cards." He goes, "Yeah, how can I help you? I am the mayor." He goes, "Well, during the Sandy storm, I had no electricity." So the mayor whispers in my ear. He goes, "What does he think? I'm God? I didn't have electricity either." Right? But it's such a different voice in person, and then you see him on TV giving these mayor speeches, and he sounds like J.F. Kennedy. He's like, "Oh, welcome today." I'm like, wait, that's not the voice I play cards with.
Yeah, it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not does it come in shorts?
To play cards?
Yeah.
Does he come in shorts? You said?
Yeah.
No, he actually.
Or anywhere. When
it's
personal life.
Yes, but on TV he looks like he's a professional politician.
Alright, that's fair enough.
But even a different voice. It's like you're not talking to the same person. I'm like, wait, he's like human when I speak to him, and now he's
This formal politician and has to speak in a certain way.
Yeah, certain voice. You're right.
Hey, think about that level.
If you go to the hood, they will say, "Oh, you're speaking like a white person."
Yeah. Oh, that just happened in another room. I was fighting with two Arab guys, and a few minutes ago in another room, and they were like, "You're so white. Do you want to suck my toes?" And I said, "No. Go on Google and you can Google suck my toes and go pay for it, motherfucker."
What the fuck?
One lady got in critical condition on her way to the hospital, Madison Hospital. They're fighting for her life. One lady got injured in critical condition.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was one building that got hit, and there were people that the thing collapsed on the 10th story building. And they don't say. Well, they do say where it is. Give me a second. But this building partially collapsed. So they have people trapped in under the wreckage.
I don't want to say the city I think that it's in, but I think it's the same city that we saw the other damage in. We saw three missiles come down there.
Yeah. It's that area for sure.
It's our area. It's where he lives. I mean, not in this specific place.
I say if you can just share his location in the chat.
No, I'm just saying this is his city.
J-Lo.
The city is from.
The problem and the solution once again.
So I'm going to say just like the terrorists. Hold on, Finley. Hold on. So I'm going to say this. So I don't know if you guys have seen the news, but this one's amazing me that people that haven't been in Houston, or well in Texas in general. They just arrested like 205 fucking guys. I think there's a few girls tossed in there. Like multiple people in a sexual child sex trafficking string, right? And so this is looking at the stats of this. So they caught these guys, right? Now there was protest against in some of these places of the arrest, like people saying, "Oh no, you can't do that because people can't distinguish FBI and fucking all these other agencies from ICE, and they don't know what the fuck is going on." But they did this in Houston. It's one of the largest sting operations ever, and they caught it. And there's going to be some jail time, and there's more people to get arrested from it. Hats off to the men and women who worked that case. Now, what's ironic is there was 108 kids saved. 108 kids saved. Out of those kids, a large percentage were, guess what? Smuggled across the fucking border. So these kids were used as sex toys while your bleeding heart is like, oh, the poor kid in the court had to go through a translator with headphones on. I'm going to say Yeah, there's still about 300,000 kids missing in this fucking country that we're aware of were smuggled over the border. And we're still trying to find them. We've got 108. You care, like, how else do you want the courts to people that want to deal with this? The kid had a translator on. The judge was talking through it. He had headphones on so that he could speak to the translator and understand what was being communicated back. And the kids do have to answer questions because, unfortunately, and this is going to, case in point, we have a problem in this country where we have degenerates that are allowed to go out there and purchase a fucking child from across the border as if they're ordering a burrito from fucking Taco Bell.
We're on the same team, Brad. I just want to say, yeah, we're on the same team, baby. I hear you because the two things can be right at the same time. In this case, we're on the same team. You know.
Yeah,
It's sorry.
Yeah, my heart ain't bleeding for criminals, right? I'm talking about workers. I was talking about workers.
Exactly.
I'm also talking about families. Like, I understand that there's child traffickers. I'm not talking about them. I'm making a distinction, right? The target, which it should be, violent for criminals, which includes a trafficker as a violent criminal. But if you are going to people's work sites where they are working and round them up for work, like, them people ain't criminals. Criminals ain't going to work. That's what I'm
going to use the same appeal to emotion that you did, Brad, against you. You ready? I'm doing this in a joking manner. I'm doing this in a joking
manner. Are at Home Depot with their run because the ones that did get rounded up, you'd actually be surprised because guess what? They actually helped tip to finding out where these kids were. So that's where you're like, I'm sitting here laughing at this because those tips and those arrests are actually leading to further charges.
Exactly.
And
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this in a joking manner. Remember, this administration is hiding sex traffickers because of the Epstein list. So the bleeding heart that the Republicans have about catching these sex traffickers and child traffickers are not applying the same logic when they're talking about the president in chief. Circular reasoning, like no one here would ever be in the defense of, well, actually,
okay, so let's talk the Epstein list. So let's talk about it. You had an administration that wanted to fucking use the RICO Act in Georgia that made
They kicked me from the Israeli room. It's kind of funny. It's like I'm hated by everybody.
YouTube or anything like that, because that would be like.
That's on YouTube. That'd be no. I don't like gay like.
Well.
Anyway, like I prefer like informally like that he's come here to talk to you about the thing.
Hey guy.
Even in your room, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm down to have like a more low key thing, like just talking about it.
Yeah. No, you know what? Generally, I don't see competent sort of people have the discussion.
Ooh.
So I'll probably have to wait.
Yeah, me neither. It's usually like MFA.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're like usually bringing up these under determination.
This is true. Wait, where's Andrew? Oh fuck, look at him running. I want to move. Look, free me! Free me, hurts my feelings! It's so mean! So mean, free!
When I joined the high-end HBD Discord, I was like, yo, I need like a one-page document that just like has all the information, all the like, and they're like, oh yeah, we got you, bro. And they sent me, so I'm now like, I'm ready, boys.
He's armed with population genetics. What is the set? Like, if you could boil down the thesis to like, a single proposition. Hey, you ready? Here it is. Science, bitch.
I'm big on numbers, so.
I wish it was big on your phone reception.
Now would be like a good time to have the burner account or the.
Israel has been killing Palestinians for decades upon decades. Oh, whatever. And then, Hamas was created because of the killing of Palestinians by Israelis. So, oh well. I don't know what you said. It's so
I'm gonna try to get a new
one-sided. It absolutely
burner
was.
with no friends and an anonymous mod.
And what, Jews haven't been killing non-Jews? What are you talking about? Jihadists, let's talk about what's happening in
Let's see if I
Israel
can
and
get Google
Palestine.
Voice
Let's
to
be
work.
for
Google
real.
Voice never works.
Let's be for real. Even when freaking Spain didn't even want y'all asses dead, Muslims didn't even kick y'all out of freaking Andalus. Okay, let's be for real. Okay? Some people have actually shown a bit of mercy. Jews would not be worshiping in Jerusalem if it wasn't for the Treaty of Omar, which was a Muslim. Let's be for real. Y'all was getting persecuted by Christians and Persians. Be for real. Be for real. Go look at it. Jews used to get persecuted in Jerusalem. They couldn't worship anything. They couldn't worship their religion freely. They're only able to do that based on the Treaty of Omar. Muslims were a minority, but they took over Andalusia. Al-Andalus before. Before the Reconquista. So,
Google
if they
voice
were a
number,
minority,
voicemail
but
worked.
they took it
Wow.
over. So what? And Jews and Muslims were not kicked out at the same time. Jews were definitely kicked out. Muslims were forced more south. Eventually.
I will set up an AOL.
Just go and check out the, go and check out the
Using
history.
our Google voicemail number.
I'm not trying to be nobody's apologist, jihadist. Sometimes we're friends, sometimes we're well, what's happening right now? Let's be for real. So, come on, just stop with all of what you're talking about. Because, see, you guys brought up these points, and now I'm bringing up these points. Now, all of a sudden, no, some things are friends. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're keeping on Israel and Palestine, then, so, because then y'all don't have no nothing. Duh. Not by you guys, one. Wow, jihadist is an idiot.
Okay, here we go, Chris. 355 358. 355 358. We're gonna call this account anonymous. Is that a good name? What should we think? What do you want to call it? Anonymous mode.
Palestinian people were created in 1970 is crazy.
No, he didn't.
That is wild.
Here's their currency from the 20s, okay, since they were created in the 70s.
It's scary because, just wondered, like, if I were, you know, Israeli, an Israeli citizen, would I be so brainwashed to, like, not see reality?
Listen, I understand it because, you know, there are quite a few Jewish people that, like, have absolutely spoke out and was like, listen, I definitely was brainwashed, especially when you have, like, a culture that, you remember it's like a requirement. They go back to Israel. They call it birthright. You know what I mean? Imagine you calling certain things like, a trip back to this land, you know what I mean? Birthright. It's your birthright. Like imagine like the crap that they have have been things that have been drilled in their head for years upon years upon years. It's like it's like I see why. Like literally brainwash the crap out of that. A lot of people have actually ended up brainwashed. This America. And look at this. You can literally shove so much crap in their face and show them. You know what I mean? That this is what happens. Palestinians were created in the 1970s. Huh?
Someone arguing.
Imagine how like that is so ridiculously inaccurate. It's so easy to just know that you can't even. It's like how could you even say something that's stupid?
Okay, we're in Amir's house now, in anonymous mode.
He asked my opinion, and I told him my opinion.
Thank you for the share. Appreciate it. I don't know, because if Russia joins and if any of these nations join, America would be finished. You know why? Because Russia has 4,400 warheads, Sapien.
So the secret is not to look at their profiles, otherwise they can see your profile. I fucked that up last time. So this time, remind myself, never get interested in somebody and look at their fucking profile, because they can figure out how to speak. So we're gonna create a new room, it's called Amir.
And their equipment is cheaper than American equipment. So the defense system that Russia supplies, I looked into it, it was about 800 million. Versus America, the attack system that they gave to Israel, it costed the taxpayers almost $1.2 billion, plus the extra for training and a whole bunch of other shit to Israel. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
But what's the likelihood of Russia doing that though? But they're not going to do much of nukes at America. That would be a suicide mission.
They don't have to launch nukes. I'm saying if they were to supply them weapons, including China.
And I'm gonna take a photo of his room. It's gonna triple out. It's gonna be a photo of the room.
Recent attack. India used the France airplane, the fighter jets, to attack Pakistan, and Pakistan used J-16 Chinese jets or whatever to shoot them down. You know what I'm saying? So their technology is a little bit behind. American technology and the France and European technology is kind of behind. And China can mass produce just like Russia can. So if they were to give them weapons, I think that would be the problematic for America.
But I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't know.
It's looking like it might turn into World War III. If it does, we're going to have a recession. And Iran will attack the oil reserves. That's gonna, the oil prices that we pay in America. What is it, like $4 right now? $4.50 per gallon in California. It's gonna go up to about $10, I think, or $8 per gallon.
Ooh, child. I'm gonna start walking then.
Just buy yourself an electric scooter. And even because of the tariffs, the prices are gonna go up on the electric scooters as well, because of the stupid tariffs that Trump has implemented. But you're a Kamala supporter. Point, he's a Kamala supporter. Say you're a Kamala supporter.
Yes, I am.
Do you know Kamala? I think it's Point to say said yesterday is because of the Gaza war. That's why Kamala did not win.
That's definitely why. That's definitely not why she didn't win.
Yeah, that's why. Point,
it has to, like, literally, and this is going to sound so simplistic, but the Democrats lost because of the overly woke agenda, the overly politically correct language, the talking down to men. I mean, in their immigration policy, I mean, Americans back in the election, I mean, Palestine and what was going on wasn't a major factor in people's decision because most Americans are apathetic to what goes on in the Middle East. I mean, of course, you have like, college students and, some that are, protesting or whatever, but the vast majority of Americans, I mean, it's not on the top of the list. So I definitely don't think Gaza is why Kamala lost.
I think because of Gaza, I think there's a big chance. I mean, I would have voted for Kamala even if she would have done like 5 days, 10 days ceasefire. It would have showed the pro-patties all around America that she has the balls to do this.
Nicole, bite me. Sorry, this girl Nicole is talking shit in the chat.
So, that's the thing, and it did play a role, man, because who wants to kill babies?
Look at what they got with Trump. Trump got elected, and then Israel was still killing babies.
I did not vote for Trump.
I know, but you have to look at the lesser of two evils. That's what presidential elections are. People don't like to acknowledge that.
How do you punish? Okay, let me ask you this: how would they have punished Kamala?
How would they have? What do you mean? Who?